Oh God. Hey, good evening, everyone. Caught me again, you did. Always catch me sipping or sniffing. Oh, this really delightful beer as I join you and welcome you to another edition of the Ghost and the Goat podcast with me, your host, Buddy Thayer, paranormal investigator. Hold on. Um, ooh. Welcoming you to join me take me by the hand. Ooh. Whoa, what happened there? Oh. Yeah, take me by the hand. Walk with me into as I adjust my camera. Walk with me into a very paranormal world. This evening we have this evening is nothing different. Very paranormal, very haunted house, if you will. Last week we visited the Doss House, the people from the Doss House out there in Pennsylvania. Tonight we're going to drive a little bit north, and we're going to go into the state of New York, which before we welcome tonight's guest, my Boston Red Sox went into the state of New York this past weekend. We took 2 games out of 3. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to get pooped upon by the New York Yankees, who are one of the best teams in baseball, best teams in the American League, for that matter. Anyway, excuse me, this beer makes me a little burpy. Speaking of my Red Sox were about a month away from the All-Star break. We're going to talk sports, if you guys will, for the first 20-ish minutes of the show before I welcome on our haunted guest. Not that he's haunted, but he comes from, that's his category. I'm going to talk about a few things. The first, I'll go baseball. I'll go baseball first. I'm willing to bet there'll be some football talk when our guest comes on because he's from the Buffalo region, and I'm not a fan of the. Well, anyway, we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, in a little bit. But before we do, my Boston Red Sox are about 9-ish games out of first place, who are dominated by the New York Yankees. Sadly enough to say, the Yankees have a hitting squad. They have Judge. They have who's having an amazing year. He's on his way to another All-Star game. Excuse me, as it pains me to talk anything good about the New York Yankees, so I'm going to take a sip of my beer. Oh, not that this is a beer show, but I'm drinking dinner. This is the last beer I have from the main brewing company. I actually have 2 left. You can't really see that well. Dinner. You can only get that up there in Freeport, Maine. I took a little ride up there. Got some dinner. Got a whole lot of breakfast. I still have Ed. I still get your breakfast. And the guy from Unpaired. The new beer guy. I got your beer too, guy. I saved 2 breakfasts. Anyway, this is not the beer show. The beer show's on Thursday night. Tune in for that. For more on Buddy's beers. So baseball. Yeah. Oh my God. When I think about the Yankees, how incredibly terribly put together they are this season, how they're probably gonna steamroll the Red Sox at least this weekend, but we didn't last weekend. We didn't let they steamrolled us pretty good in the first game, and I was like, oh God, it's gonna be one of these weekends. And then they turned it around the next game. They beat them like 11-7, and then they beat them again the next. They put on a hit parade. So speaking of hit parades, the worst team in baseball right now is the abysmal Colorado Rockies. And if it couldn't get more abysmal than this, I don't know, maybe, but I'm gonna show you a little clip right here. To start tonight's baseball. Here we go. Here it is. So he pitches the ball, caught it, turns around. Oh, like the rest of this season, guys. Just like catcher hits the pitcher in the head and concusses them. Hey, right off the dome piece, guys. That's got to be terrible. Yeah, that sucks. As does the Colorado Rockies this year. They're just absolutely miserable. Excuse my Estonian. I sent everything to my my messenger here, and I don't know why I'm including you in this. Maybe I'll hold on instead of walking you through that really quick and boring you with I'll stop sharing, and I'll share in a moment when I bring up my next video. So my abysmal Red Sox, I was just like, they're not as abysmal as the Colorado Rockies, but they're also not as good as this right here. So let me show you this and bring this one up. This is probably this guy made the play of the. Hopefully it loads. Okay, here we go. Wait, pause that, buddy. Hold on. All right. So this is the Los Angeles Angels, who isn't necessarily always the best baseball team. Although they beat my beloved Red Sox this past week, the other day, and made them look awful, which I'll get to in a moment. But they were playing the Oakland. They were playing the Oakland, soon to be the Las Vegas Athletics. Share screen, buddy. And there was a hit, and they got a hit, right? As I'm trying to explain this. And watch this play, guys. Watch this play. Here we go. Ready? Watch this.
And this one to center field. Denzel Clark on the move
Back.
after he stepped.
Not gone, though. Not gone. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Talk about athleticism right there. He's on the right team. I think they're going to show it again in slow-mo.
You go ahead and book it.
Stole that on
I've heard the list. I've seen the list of the greatest catches you're ever going to see in your life.
He's on the list now.
If you don't have room for this one on your
Clark,
list,
you made the list.
we're watching two different
Here he goes.
sports.
Watch this, guys. Watch this. Ready?
I mean,
Goes
Denzel
up
Clark
and
climbs
over
the
that
ladder
wall and grabs that
and
ball.
hangs out.
Billy, hold on. That's core
You want to
strength
talk
right
about
there, guys.
playing
That's
above the rim, folks. This ball is out of the
above the
ballpark
rim,
by
if
5,
you will,
6
folks.
feet, and
That was a
Denzel says, nay, nay.
That was a heck of a catch right there. I applaud. The only thing good coming out of the Athletics this season seems to be that center fielder right there. That's some damn good center fielding, if you will. One thing that I wasn't happy about though in the past. Now I know. All right, so I'm not a New England Patriots fan, but being from the New England area, I get it. You guys hear a lot of, if you're not Pats fans, which I'm not, but a lot of Pats fans cluck about getting screwed by the umpires. And I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound like just another New England, because I'm not a New England Patriots fan. I hate the Patriots. Truth be told, I am a hardcore Dolphins fan. But it happened. Oh, did I freeze? What's going on with Buddy? Is Buddy okay? Hold on, Buddy's gonna look at something really quick before to make sure Buddy is actually okay. Yeah, I should be okay. All right, what's this say now? Am I working? I'm frozen, it appears. Bear with me a minute. I will keep this rolling, and hopefully I will be back in a second. No, I'm still frozen. Okay, hold on. And I'm back. Here I am. Hope I'm moving. I don't know what happened there, guys. I just froze, and then I don't know what. Yeah, it's Buddy versus the Internet. Internet 35, Buddy 3. So like I was saying, I don't want to sound like a bloated New England fan. Like, hey, we're getting screwed by the umps. The ref blew the game. The ref's the reason we lost the game. But back about maybe not even a month ago, the Red Sox played the New York Mets. Ugh. The terrible team from New York, and it wasn't even a month ago, and I believe it was Walker Buehler that was pitching, and he threw it was they were up on the count like I think it was like 0-2, and he threw it might have been 3-2, and he threw a pitch, and it was for sure it was in the strike zone, and they called it a ball, and they walked the guy, and Buehler got upset, and he's like, "Whoa, what the F, ump? What the F?" And the ump kicked him out of the game. And I think it was like the third inning or something screwy like that. And then again, then it happened again recently between I think it was again the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs, where they blew a giant call that should have been a strike, and it was a ball. It was called a ball, and of course it was meant the game. Chipper Jones, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, third baseman Chipper Jones, came out and said, "What an awful referee job the refs are doing." And to make it worse, if it couldn't have gotten worse, it did. And of course, it happened to my beloved Red Sox last night. I'm going to bring this up for you in a second. Here we go. I want to pull that from the beginning. Just a second, guys. This is not the internet. This is just me being slow. And not knowing really what I'm doing here. No, I know what I'm doing. So I'm showing you a video of last night's game, guys. Let me set it up for you as I try to set this video up. Last night's game, the Red Sox had come back from a huge deficit. They, like Rachel's table tonight of Smithfield, great job, guys, on the massive 11-2 comeback from the deficit. As I try to find this damn thing on here, buddy. And yeah, they had come back. They had gone to extra innings, and Nate, I have your beer. I'm sorry, I had a blackout a moment ago, and they there it is. What am I doing? Okay, and pause, and pause, and pause. All right, so here we go. Thank you guys for hanging in there. If you're still anybody's still actually watching Buddy fumble the internet. Oh, hey, Jeff Aaron, thanks for doing 100. Connor's team came back and won best comeback. Dude, right here. This is what it's all about. This is what baseball is all about. They were down like 11-2. I got there the top of the first inning. The team was ahead 2-0, and then the bottom of the first happened, and then the bottom of the second. Oh my God, this other team was like a scoring machine. They were at 11-2. This team came back from 11-2 and won the game. Great team. Great effort, boys. Great effort, Rachel's table. Great effort, Coach Gibbrey. She is Coach Gibbrey, and I hope you guys go back to the World Series and represent good old Smithfield. I'm going to take a sip of my beer really quick. And now the travesty that happened last night to my beloved Red Sox. Another bum call by umpires. Like, guys, like we have the technology to be able to like do the replay, and it doesn't take up a lot of time. Why are we just not doing it? Why is there a problem? Why is this not appearing for me like I want it to? Okay, all right, here we go. This one here. All right, here we go, guys. All right, here we go. Play. Right, so he threw a pitch. It was clearly a ball. He didn't swing. He called it a strike. This goon called it a strike. Alex scores like, oh hell no. He comes out. He gets tossed out of the game. Before he does, he clucks a little bit. He probably could. I mean, dude, I hate. Oh, here it is again. Clearly a ball. He's ready to walk, and then he's like, nope, you're out. Like, what do you mean I'm out? Dude, are you blind? Get off your knees. You're blowing the game, dude. Absolutely. Look at that. What a chump. That cost. I mean, granted, that was only like the second out there, but that definitely cost us the game because that took all the momentum and turning it into Pistoffity. And it totally like sunk my socks down into nothing. It was a complete shit show. So I don't know. So my spiel tonight on the Boston, not just the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox need to like score that run that's on that you guys leave on, or like, hey guys, don't walk people in the 8th inning. Maybe, or like umps. Hey, um, get a pair of glasses, get a pair of spectacles. Lay off on the beer before the game. Maybe, I don't know, dudes, but you're screwing something up. This year has been atrocious. It seems to get worse and worse. Now that we have the technology, why aren't we using it? If it's not going to lengthen the game, we did it in spring training. They do it in the minor leagues. It works perfectly. Why are we not doing this? Killing me. They're killing me because they want to. I don't know. Because I don't know. It's stupid. Stupid. That's all you really got for you guys. My guest is yet to join me in the green room yet. So I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing with Three Dudes Brews this week. This week is Thursday. Thursday. We're doing Three Dudes Brews, the last call. Three Dudes Brews episode 9 premiered last week. It was very good. It featured us dudes from Crafted Hope Brewing. We got together with Kyle Toasty, and we talked beers, and not just the beers we did with him. We had some B-roll action from when we made beers with Kyle. It was a really good time. It was one of our best production efforts. Ed does the video production because he has the software because his daughter's in graphic arts program at URI. It was really quite the blessing. And Edward does he put all extra time into it. The episode went on and on and on. It took forever to come out, but when it finally did, guys, he had a lot of like outtakes in there. He had a whole ton of, excuse me, I'm just trying to message my guest. He had a whole ton of like extra stuff put in there. It was really good. It's really worth a watch. You can check it out at the YouTube, Three Dudes Brews, or www.3dudesbrews.com. This week on Thursday we do so it's a live podcast where we have on a different. We started doing it like once a month, especially the dude of the month. We got so many damn people that want it, which is great. That want to do it. So we're probably going to do it. Like you're probably going to see it almost every other. Well, we do the show every other week, so you probably see the guests every other week. But this week's guest, a very special friend. He's the former owner of what used to be Six Pack Brewing in Bristol, Rhode Island. It's now he sold the business back in late last year, and Tragmar opened this. Yeah. Take it. What's this? What's extremeticketing.com? Whatever Courtney's extremeticketing.com for Missouri Stay. I don't know what that is. It's probably a Get Haunted event. Hopefully you're seeing my lovely face on Get Haunted. Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you again, Courtney, for welcoming everybody. And yeah, I'm just waiting for my guest Daniel here right now. I'm gonna shoot him a message if I can multitask between talking to you guys and trying to keep a conversation. And finding him on my messenger. Hey Dan. Whenever you're ready, kid. Yeah. Whenever you're ready. Ready, dude. So we're Mark Pappy is joining us this Thursday. I'm sorry. Mark Pappy is joining us this evening. He's the former owner and brewmaster. When I say brewmaster, I mean that's a word some people just toss around. Let me tell you about this guy's beer. So he used to do this beer called Penny. He had Timmy, which was a double IPA, which is really good. He had Lenny, which is Italian Pilsner. They're all named after dogs in his dog pack, by the way. Hold on, let me take a sip of this great beer. Hold on. It's a double IPA, by the way. This is really golden and beautiful. It's really delicious. You can only get dinner and breakfast at their brewery. Really, it's tough to find dinner. Maybe you can find it at very select brew pubs in and around, hopefully the New England area. As I say, it's in Freeport, Maine. This is the last of my dinner. Oh God, guys, if you have the chance to get up to Freeport or any part of Maine, really, Maine is a great state. I'll be there in just a few, about 84 days or so. Who's counting? But it's a great they have a great selection of beers, and you can only dinner they brew it. I think they maybe like 4 or 5 times a year, and the breakfast only like 2 3 times. So it's really special. It's not just like your normal beer. This is not a beer show. I'm just talking about something because I need something to talk about. If anybody wants to bop on in lieu of Daniel or until Daniel comes on, well, hey, whatever. Should be shoot me a link in the chat box. In the chat room. So I'm just gonna babble on about either beer or beer. So let's see. Yeah, so episode 9, Mark will join us and he'll bring on his beers. He made his beer Penny so that's the one I was aiming towards this evening. Penny was his stout, and it's a peanut butter stout. Buddy's had a lot of beers, and Buddy likes a lot of good beers, especially peanut butter beers. And Buddy's never had quite a beer this good, and it was sad when he closed down because that means Penny was gone. But Penny is not forever gone because Penny lives in Tragmar Brewing under a new name, which hopefully I know by the time I talk to Mark on Thursday. And it can be had in Bristol, Rhode Island, as we speak right now. Tragmar is found at the old location on unfortunately I don't have their information. I don't know exactly where it is. It's off of 114 if you know Aquidneck Island at all. It's you go down like a half a mile and it's like at the Shell station. It's right on the right. I would just Google Tragmar Brewing. It's probably better directions than Buddy can give you here on the show. So as you can see at the bottom of the page, I got tonight's guest. If Dan shows up tonight, he had some. So his daughter is. He had some issues with his daughter. He has a lot of issues, not issues, but I mean, his daughter is Bailey. She's been battling cancer for at least a year, if not more than a year. And he was with her at the hospital. They were not sure when she was going to be home. He wanted to keep things how they were. So I'm like, all right, Dan, that's cool. And I sent him an invite. I sent him the link to tonight's show. I don't know that he's seen the link yet. I will take a look. If not, I'll find something to chat about, I guess, and you'll just hear my voice for a little bit, and I'll just call it early because no need to stay on and just watch Buddy just bumble the internet. And yeah, he hasn't seen the message yet, so no big deal. Daniel Klaes says his daughter stay strong for Shaylee. It's a wonderful organization to support this kid and everything she's going through. She's already been miles, but she's still got miles to go. So check them out on Facebook. Shine Strong for Shaylee. It's all separated, obviously, and this is just a hashtag. Something else you can check out if Dan doesn't come on, DanielCleese.com. He was our guest tonight. He is hopefully he's still, I guess. He's an author. He's paranormal investigator. He's done TV shows, and he's been the paranormal investigator on the show. He's been the executive manager of the production and stuff. He's I think he's an author, and he owns the Hinsdale House, which is still remains on my top 10 on my bucket list, and for hunting ghosts, investigating the paranormal, whatever way you want to call it. If you want to check out the Hinsdale House yourself, this is the website, the Haunted Hinsdale House, are in Hinsdale, funnily enough, New York. That's like, I think it's probably like an hour south of Buffalo, which is the host city of one of the worst teams in the AFC. If Dan was here tonight, he would probably be using curse words because he's a Bills fan and I'm a Dolphins fan. And we're rivals because my Finns really just roll over and die almost every single time. But we definitely go at it in the AFC East twice a year. And while we haven't won in a number of years, I think we came a little close last year, week 10. Week 2, oh God, it was horrible. 2 went down with another concussion and was out much of the season, and unfortunately did not win when I drove up to Buffalo. I had a great time. Buffalo's a lovely city. Don't let that take away from the city of Buffalo at all. It's a beautiful city. Some of their fans a little extreme, if you will, jumping through the tables, but not all their fans are table jumpers. I went up there. A couple of my friends are season ticket holders of the Buffalo Bills. Ugh, they have those overalls, which are absolutely hideous. They all wear them. Um, you know, it's like you're parking on like in a neighborhood and you're playing like what's that the game with the cornhole? You're playing cornhole and you're drinking beers and you're eating like some incredible food because they have some incredible meat up there in Buffalo. They have, believe it or not, Buffalo is very much so known for their buffalo wings. You might have heard of those. You probably have those anywhere, but honestly, the best buffalo wings are definitely in Buffalo. So they do one thing right. Where their football, they're a winning team. They can beat the Dolphins. Unfortunately, when it comes to beating teams like the Chiefs, they only can do that really during the season, and then during the time where it matters most, they kind of choke. They don't like that word. They don't like that word when in Buffalo, by the way. They don't like it when you say choke. And they really don't like the two words wide right. Oh, so many dirty looks that I get. Oh my God. Hold on, let me take a sip of beer. Oh. There is a lovely restaurant though. If you're in the Buffalo area and you want to have some good food and some good beers, forget the name of the place, but it's right across from the stadium. The old stadium. I know that doesn't narrow it down. The new stadium's in the process of being built. I heard there was a Russian building lately. I think they're due not next year, but the year after it open. It's right next door though. It's in it's not in downtown Buffalo by any means. It's in Orchard Park. It's a lovely, lovely neighborhood. You roll right off the farms literally and into the suburban neighborhood that supports these beautiful stadiums and this horrible, horrible football establishment. I'm just kidding. They're a great team up in Buffalo. They have a really winning, a really great effort. And when every year when my Dolphins get bounced out of the playoffs, that's the team I look to win because no team has come closer than the Buffalo Bills more times, 4 times in a row, I think. But as of recently, they've come close so many times it just couldn't come through. So to all my Buffalonians, I wish you not the best during most of the season, and then maybe win at the end, but only if my Dolphins are out, which is 100% of the time. So yeah, that's all I got for football. Nothing new with football. Jalen Ramsey's still looking to get traded by the Dolphins. He's not participating in OTAs. OTAs ended and they started, which is where they play around in shorts and stuff, and then they come back for mini camp. They're doing like the mini camp right now, so they're like kind of like putting on a helmet and then they're running around and doing stuff and catching balls and stuff like that and sitting in the film room and hopefully watching everything they did wrong last year because the Dolphins got a lot of time to do that because they did a lot of things wrong last year. This year, I don't anticipate anything great happening. Maybe we'll get something from Jalen Ramsey. I completely doubt it. This is the Dolphins we're talking here. They screw everything up except for Dan Marino. Tyreek Hill might play, and they on paper they could be a good football team. It could happen. We have a very soft schedule. Why will we play the Bills twice and the Patriots twice? Who might be okay. We have a very soft outlook for the season. So I'm I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to it. And hey Sandra, thanks for tuning in and listen to me just babble about nonsense and bullshit for the last 32 minutes now. I'm waiting for my guest Daniel Klaes of the Hinsdale House to join us. I don't know if Daniel's going to make it. He wanted to hold the appointment. He wanted to keep the show, but he was possibly going to be in transition with his daughter, who's Shayla, who's fighting the good fight with cancer and stuff. So Dan, I get it, dude. Not a big deal. If you miss out, I'll just talk about I'll just bullshit for another like 20 or so minutes. One thing I will go paranormal. I will go paranormal. I'll flip the switch early. I'll go. I do have something paranormal to talk about. So earlier today, I tend to get myself into trouble, and I don't mean to get myself into trouble. I don't mean to come off like an asshole at all. At all. It was a Facebook post, and I'm not going to say anybody's name, but I'll say this. I've said this consistently for the last 3 years that I've done podcasting, whether it be this show or another show. I'm a ghost guy. Okay. I have investigated, I have experienced when investigating, when not investigating. There's not much that you could tell me that would convince me otherwise that ghosts are a thing, whether it be energy, spirits, whether they be human, inhuman, whatever. They're just people, and I like to help people whether they're living or dead. It will never stop fascinating me doing this and coming in here and talking about it week to week. However, you smell the pineapple a little bit, and then you taste it in the back of the beer. I love it. It's got those notes. They call them notes. So anyway, I on the other hand, then there's the UFOs, which I've never experienced anything UFO-y. But I've had a lot of conversations with some really smart UFO-y people. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had Patrick Donovan on. If you guys missed it, it's a shame because Patrick does the whole federal government side of alien research and stuff, and he's really into a whole bunch of smart people, and all this government, cover-ups, all these people coming out and stuff, years of government employment saying that it is definitely a thing. There's so much film, so much witness testimony from people who have experienced so much, not just people who claim to be abducted or anything, just like from like Navy pilots even that have experienced it in the sky. So these guys are, not to say that people who experience like alien abduction or alien experience have mental health problems, but you can say that that they probably don't if they're flying an F-16. They're probably of good sound mind, and they're still saying they have these experiences that they cannot explain. Okay, so I'm pretty much sold on UFOs, whether I've seen them or not, whether I think it's ET or fire in the sky or everything in between or whatever. Cryptids. That's what Buddy is not sold at all. I have seen the video from the 1970s of Bigfoot crossing that creek there. Maybe. Other than that, I've never seen anything. Not to say that it's not real, guys, but those of y'all who are cryptids, I'm not saying that what you're experiencing is not real. I'm just saying I am not convinced. So convince me, please. Show me something that convinces me. That's always my approach with cryptids, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster, Chupacabra, the Wolfman. Any and all and above. Show me something, guys. Just show me something. So I got the day off today, which is unusual for Buddy on a Tuesday. Usually Tuesday is my awful day at work. I did a little switcheroo. I worked a double yesterday. I didn't have to work today. Today was a good day. So I was trolling, in between laundry loads, trolling on the internet, looking on the book face. I come across this post, and this lady claims that she was looking out in her backyard. I don't want to mention any names. I'm not trying to discredit anybody. I'm not trying to insult or put anybody down. I'm just saying this is what I perceive this to be. Okay, and I get oh, buddy, you're an asshole. F you, whatever. So I come upon this post and I see this. I'm like, that looks like a bush. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you what I mean. So here's the original photo. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, but this woman's looking on her backyard. And if you've seen it, this lady, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just trying to make a little point here, right? And she's claiming that, I don't know if you see my my point here. You probably can't, but go about halfway in the middle of the photo. There's a gravestone with a pink flower, and then honestly, guys, I don't know if you can see the zoom. To me, that looks like a bush. That looks like a shrubbery. That greenish plant-looking thing that looks like it's, I don't know, about 2.5, 3 feet tall. It looks like a shrub. Right. So that's what everybody's like. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Oh, it's a wolf man. No, what was they saying? It was like Mothman, or I don't know what. I don't know. It was, I don't know. It was in the middle of the country, over there in the West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky region. I'm not. Again, I'm not attacking anybody. I just, like, I see a shrub. Like, I think of, I see that, and I think of my grandfather's gravestone at the Veteran Cemetery in Rhode Island. There's two of those little shrubs next to his, like, little bench at the end of his row. So that's exactly what I thought of, and that's why I said I thought it was. And then here's another picture. It's a little closer. Again, you can see the green in it, guys. I don't know if you can, right? You can see, like the green, right? There's green. There's a little black, obviously. It gets a little bit more distorted as you zoom it in because it's probably taken with a cell phone camera, and it's not the best. Again, not attacking your cell phone, lady. Not attacking your photographic ability. I'm just saying that it looks like a shrub to me. So here's another picture. That's the same one. Here's another one. That looks like a shrub. What are we saying here? Oh, hey, hi, Carol. Thank you. That, look, guy, you can see it's a pine shrub, right? Look. Let me see if I can zoom this in again. Oh, jeepers! Even if I can't, I can see it from here. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if I zoomed it on your end or just my own. Probably just my own, right? So that, honestly, I don't know. You can see the green. You can see the branches sticking out. In my mind, that's a pine tree, right? That's what I'm saying. It is a pine tree. And then back to media, buddy. And then the final one. And then she wicked zooms in, and it's this. And of course, it's the photo is so distorted and so blurry at this point, that you're matrixing. You can see the eyes and the growl and the snare. It's I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts? Anybody have any thoughts on this? Oh, here we go. Okay. Carol, I've been to the Conjuring House a lot, but now it's closed. That's a shame. Oh, as a local Rhode Islander, let me close this out here. As a local Rhode Islander, and a paranormal investigator myself, I've never ventured. I ventured by the house thousands of times, thousands upon thousands of times. Not stalking, not checking it out. My girlfriend lives in Douglas, the town over, and it's a nice country ride to come that way rather than 146. Less deer, also, believe it or not. And also there's many fishing holes, many fishing holes that I frequent in Burrville, being a Rhode Island fisherman. I've never. It was a little expensive. It was always seemed a little expensive, a little bit overdone. I don't know. I just never jumped on that boat. And honestly, at this point, I'm after all the awful horror stories I've heard about the association, I don't. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I like to keep. It's in my show credits, because it's what people think of when they think of hauntings and ghosts and stuff, and it's a Rhode Island staple, I guess. But I don't like to give her any additional attention because I think she's a complete shit show and a tarnish of the paranormal field. Not to hold that against any houses or any spirits of any particular houses, but just yeah, was never my. Oh, the Johnsons. Okay, so I'm a ghost hunter. I send all my pictures to Keith Johnson. Keith Johnson is the man. Keith and Carl Johnson are incredibly supportive of everything I've always done. They're yet to be on my show here. They've been on other podcasts of mine before, and they've come out to my library lectures. They've listened to my stuff. We've talked ghosts. I've investigated. Investigate the ghost of this bear because I'm out of beer and I'm my dinner is rapidly fading. And the Johnson, Carl and Keith, and Sandra herself, married to Keith. They're incredible people. Not to say anything that they did at that house is not legitimate. Not to say anybody whose experiences there weren't legitimate at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just I don't know. I just never really. I don't know. There's something. I don't know. I just never really. Well, I've been to a bunch of places. Maybe at the time I was doing a lot of residential cases. I don't know. I was just never attracted to the CH, the TCH. And then I started hearing all those um awful. Yes, he is a Keith. I've been on Keith's show. Keith and San, Keith and Sandra had that television show they did on local channels, and now it's on the YouTube. Ghosts Are Near. It's been on forever. Those guys are incredibly blessed to have a very lengthy career in the paranormal and demonology, and everything the Johnsons have contributed to is absolute gold. And they're beautiful people. Check out anything they do. Keith does a lot of. Carl does a lot of stuff with Poe, the Poe and the H.P. Lovecraft, because he's buried here in Providence. He's buried here in Rhode Island. So they do a lot of that. They still do the paranormal quite a bit, and both of them are very well practiced demonologists. Like I said, they're very knowledgeable. They're very humbled and down to earth guys for having had the experiences that they've had. Some people have like 3 or 4 paranormal experiences, and they think they're gonna get their own TV show, and that's all that matters. Guys, nobody's an expert. Everybody's just anybody could do this. Nothing special. I mean, some people have better vision than others, but that's neither here nor there. Anybody could do what we do. My recorder comes from Walmart. It's a Sony recorder. I think I spent like $49 on it like 12 years ago. I've captured some of the best EVPs ever on that. Some of the most clearest EVPs ever. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on this shit. Anybody it could do it. Anybody could. Don't ever doubt yourself. Just go out and just take yourself. Yourself is the best tool. Just go out yourself and just go and sit somewhere. But get a recorder. Recorders are great. Old school photography is great. Just make sure if you're with other people, you say flash, like Catherine did before she took pictures and blended everybody. So just great stuff. Ghost hunting, paranormal investigation, whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to do, whatever your purpose is, go out there and do it. You know, if it's something you want to try, go out and try. Go out to a haunted place where you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars, or where you can go out with a bunch of people and it's really not that bad. It's really quite reasonable. I believe the Hinsdale House for 6 people, it's $350, and you get the place for like from 7 p.m. And then he said we just accommodate you till whenever. So I mean, that's a pretty good deal, because it breaks down to like, what's that, like $50 a person. That's reasonable. That's affordable. Places like the USS Salem up in my friend Don up there up in Quincy, Massachusetts. Incredible ship, incredible amount of spirits, active spirits. Go to a place like that. Go to be respectful. Go to a local graveyard. Not any particular graveyard in Cumberland, Rhode Island, but I mean, go to a graveyard. Be respectful and just talk to spirit, and maybe they'll talk back. Always document, always record, always do your homework. Always contact the local authorities. Say, hey, I might be in this place in the dark. I'm not there to, do a seance or anything disrespectful or destroy. I'm just there to, hang out with the dead. That's they're pretty understanding, believe it or not. So yeah, this is what other great places? Fort Adams. Oh my God, I've had some of my best experiences in my life. It was really just like 1 or 2 experiences in one evening. But it definitely goes on the list of like top 10 paranormal experiences. We were walking around this huge complex. By the way, Fort Adams in Newport, Rhode Island is the largest military complex of that style in the United States, in the North American hemisphere. It's all these tunnels that go underneath, which are really cool and really haunted at the same time. We were sitting in one of these tunnels that go hundreds of feet below the surface, and the 3 of us just sat there in silence, and the 3 of us could hear. Granted, I had these headphones. These headphones are Vic Firth. They're a drummer. Let me put them back in my head. A drummer recommended them to me. They're sound canceling, and they have this lovely stick to my head. So you plug these into the old recorder, and my hearing, which isn't normally tremendous, I can hear a whole lot better. You can pick up on stuff. A K2, maybe a spirit box. So we didn't get any of that. We got a disembodied voice. We were coming out of one of the tunnels. We kept swearing we heard a male's voice. We were talking for a while in the crown room, which is where all these tunnels come out. And in this room, you can go into like 5 different tunnels, and they call it the crown room. And Charles forgot his recorder. He went back and got it. Me and Joe are fiddling around with Joe's camera, and Charles come back. Hey, where's the other group? We were in there with another group, the Rhode Island Paranormal Research Group. They were up on the other side of the complex. We were there by ourselves in this whole area by ourselves. There wasn't anybody for hundreds of yards. He's like, there's a guy in there just said hello to me. Oh, let's go back in there. So we went back in there. Joe gets the camera on. I hit the record. I'm like, hello, Spirit. Is there anybody in here? And hello. Clear as day. Guys, clear as day. We did an EVP session for another about 35, 40 minutes in there. Nothing else. And then we were walking out, fiddling with the camera again. And in this yard, we're in this, the crown is in like the yard's in the middle, a big, huge yard. And in the, they have like all different areas, you can go through from this yard. And then you go through another building and you come out to the outer building, and that's where the crown is. So we're like way on the outskirts of the building. We're walking through this yard, and it's dark, but the lawn's lit up a little bit by the moonlight, but not tremendously, not more than like 10 feet in front of us. And we hear a man's voice in front of us talking to us. And we say something back to him. Joe says something back to him. The man says something else back to us. And then we flip on the flashlight, expecting it to be like the curator of the place. And there's nobody around. There's no man. There's nobody. So I get on the walkie. Excuse me, where's the next? Where are you guys located? Where's the nearest person to the crown? They were in the gun battery, like on the opposite end of the fort. There was nobody within near earshot of us. So going to places like this, guys, there's places all over New England, all over the place like this. It's like old cell holes out in the woods. There's old stone walls. Places people live. Places where you could potentially find spiritual activity. It could be anywhere. It could be everywhere. And you don't have to pay out your nose to go and experience it. So there's just all sorts of fun stuff out there going on. Any of you guys Carol, you got any places you want to throw down on? By all means. The Lizzie Borden house, it's right up the road from me. It's about 25 minutes. I've been there. I've never investigated there. I've never ghost hunted there. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people have experiences, some people don't. So that also makes that kind of cool. Yeah, I'm steadily running out of gas here, folks. I don't normally just talk to myself for an hour, but I've managed to talk here to myself for about an hour. So I passed the hour. Yeah, I don't really have anything else that pops in my head that I can really say to you right now. What's this? Buddy, you suck. No. Costa said he'll come by tomorrow to help you. Oh, Costa's your sweetheart. Oh, they came back, Jen said, and they won 15-12 down from 11-2. Rachel's table. Smithfield. Coach Gibbery, dude. Way to teach resilience, guy. You guys are down by this many points, and you steadily, you nip away, and finally you have that inning where you bat around completely, and your boys came back, and then they batted again, and they scored another couple of runs. Coach Gibbery, Rachel's table, big cheers. Playoffs start on Thursday night. Hopefully, I don't know, Coach. I hope you guys go back to Pennsylvania, Coach. If you take another team, if you take this team to Pennsylvania, Coach, I'm coming with you. I'm loading up the cool with beers. I'll call out sick out of work. Shit, guys, I got diarrhea. I can't come to work. I can't, and I'll be in Pennsylvania watching Little League baseball, drinking beers. There are a ton of good breweries down in Pennsylvania that Buddy can get his hands on. So make sure you get your hands on. Speaking of getting your hands, get your hands on some good beers. Tune in Thursday night as Three Dudes Brews presents The Last Call. I always want to say The Last Stand. I keep thinking of like I'm Billy the Kid, and Ed is Doc, and Costas is Chavez, and we're held up at that little hacienda, and Pat Garrett and the gang are outside shooting at us, and we got to make a run for it. It's not that. It's The Last Call. We'll host Mark Pappy, former brewer of and owner of Six Pack Brewing, and we'll talk about beer. And then the following week we come back again. We're going to do another episode of The Last Call where we are our special drew of the month. We're going to do a baseball special. We're going to all have like these really fancy. We have these really fancy schmancy baseball jerseys made up, and we're having a very special baseball kind of guest with his baseball jersey on as we talk baseball and beer. So guys, tune in for that one too. It's gonna be always a good time. We talk about everything and nothing, and of course beer. And this week and next week should be nothing different. Tune in for the next episode of Three Dudes Brews. As soon as we film it, we're in talks with like 4 different brewers right now. We're trying to nail down a date, guys. It's not easy because a lot of these brewers will brew on Saturdays, and that's all of the days that we film. So for Daniel Klaes, who didn't make it, Dan, we'll have to reschedule, dude. This has been Buddy Thayer. You've just been hearing me talk for the last hour plus. Minus that 3 minutes I had to reset the computer because my internet sucks. This has been the Ghost and the Goat. Hopefully the Red Sox. They're playing. They're on right now. They were doing. I don't know what's going to happen with the Red Sox. The Red Sox have the Yankees at home, so hopefully we sweep through the Yankees again next week. Tune in next Tuesday on the Ghost and the Goat as hopefully my guest Mike Hatcher will show up. Mike is a podcaster. He's a ghost guy. He's going to come on and talk ghosts and podcasting and ghosts and podcasting about ghosts and ghosting about podcasting. So hopefully he doesn't ghost me and he shows up. No offense, Dan. Hopefully the Buffalo Bills don't show up this year and they start. They do that. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Whoever stuck around and listened to my nonsense. Hope you all have a great week. Peace.